YouTube, it's Chelsea the Destroyer. I feel like you've pushed me down a rabbit hole, and that's fine. We're gonna watch the Waffle House, the Roman Coliseum of the South by the Fat Files. So grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what your Waffle House order is if you have one. If you don't, what is your Denny's order? I would say that's the closest. It's kind of not. They're very different places. My Waffle House order is a chocolate chip waffle and bacon on the side. Anyway, let me know what it is down below. And let's get to watching.
I actually debated on which channel I was going to upload this video on because on one hand, we're going over a business and the business model that it has, but on the other hand, this restaurant is basically the Roman Coliseum of the South, and I'm pretty sure if you eat there enough, you actually get a deployment patch from the US military.
Listen, I have very strong feelings about Waffle House. You're gonna probably hear about them throughout this video. I also have very strong feelings about what Waffle House should be like as you pull up, so you can figure out whether or not it's a good Waffle House.
Regardless, I wore my schnazziest tank top for the occasion. Today we're talking about Waffle House. Okay, just to be completely clear with everybody, I was pretty sure I was not going to get caught off guard because Waffle House is already absolutely crazy. I started looking into it and then found out that Waffle House is somehow connected to the Manhattan Project from World War II. So they managed to actually surprise me, and we're going to get to it right after a word from our sponsor.
Real quick, hello. I didn't mean to pause on titties, but there we are. I have a question, and that is, where is the fat electrician from? Do y'all know? Do y'all know where he was? You hate Waffle House? Get out. You should leave. You should come back later. He's from, I'm getting Iowa and Ohio, and from his house. Thank you. Don't actually kick anybody. It's okay. You're allowed your own incorrect opinion. That's fine. How dare you hate Southern Hibachi? I'm kidding. No, don't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, babe, what's up?
Hey, I need a boombox.
Okay, I can go get you one.
Perfect.
All right, I'll go get it now. Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
1 hour later.
Where's that boombox that I asked for?
Oh, it's right here. I got it for you.
What is this?
The boombox.
No, I wanted something to play music with.
Oh, that kind of boombox.
I mean, you can probably play music with it. Make a beat with it, maybe.
Yeah, I got this instead.
Okay, we'll go to the store and get me a boombox so I can listen to music.
Can I keep this one still?
I don't care.
This video is brought to you by Delete Me. Okay, super simple business model. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure that online data brokers are not selling your personal information online. Okay, here's the deal. Pretty much anytime you use a free service.
Listen, entirely off the subject. I'm so sorry. I went to a Fall Out Boy concert, and for some of the songs, specifically Phoenix and, oh God. The one that's like Sending You Love from the Other Side of the Apocalypse. I don't remember the title of that song. They literally use like pyrotechnics and explosions throughout the song. Like their drummer was drumming, but also he was drowned out because they were using pyrotechnics as their beat. Like, so you could use literally anything. There's like, you know, there's like a concerto or whatever. There's, you know, some music that incorporates literal cannons in it. So you could do literally anything. Art. Yeah, the symphony with cannon fire. The 1812 overture. There we go. There you go. Just saying. I don't see why you couldn't use a gun too.
On the internet.
There was a Seven Nation Army remix that was just gunfire. That honestly sounds pretty neat.
You click that little box that says, I agree to the terms and conditions. You've basically just agreed to allow them to harvest as much of your personal information as humanly possible. They then turn around and sell that to online data brokers, and that's how they can afford to offer you a free service. But when you have Delete Me, they go and they monitor all of these online data brokers for your personal information, and then if they find it, they submit all the opt-out forms on your behalf, so they have to take down and stop selling that information. So when you buy Delete Me, you're not actually buying anything, you're just buying your way out of all the negative consequences of all the free shit that you've already gotten. And because they continue to monitor those data brokers, you're buying yourself out of all the future negative consequences of all the free shit that you haven't even gotten yet. So if you want to give Delete Me a try, there's going to be a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, Waffle House. Our story begins with a gentleman by the name of Tom Faulkner. This man graduated from law school at 23 years old, passed the bar, and immediately gets drafted in 1940 in the days leading up to World War II. Because he graduated from college, he's presented with two different options. He can A, go straight into officer training, and that's a 3-year commitment, or he can just be a normal draftee and go in as an enlisted soldier, and that is a 1-year commitment. Now you gotta remember, at this point in time, like 1940, while World War II is currently going on, America's not involved yet. The attack on Pearl Harbor has not happened, and prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the American people did not want to go to war. Because of that, Tom Faulkner figures, hey, we're not actually going off to war. I don't want to waste 3 years of my time just being in the military, not actually, fighting a war or whatever. So he chooses to be a draftee.
Oh, buddy. Well, I guess let's find out how that worked out for him.
Into the military as an enlisted soldier, E1 private. From there, goes off to basic training. As soon as he gets through basic training, the attack on Pearl Harbor ends up happening. America enters the war. He immediately opts to go into OCS training and commits for 3 years. After he completes the officer training course, he actually gets slotted to be a counterintelligence officer, where he does, and I quote, a lot of top secret stuff.
You see, my identity must remain mysterious and my mission secret. I cannot reveal it to you.
You can actually tell in the interviews that he gave later on in his life, like in his 70s, 80s, and 90s, that he's still not sure what he is and what he isn't allowed to talk about. But he did end up telling us that basically it was his job to try to sneak onto military bases, not as military personnel. So he would basically disguise himself as like a painter or a carpenter or whatever, and try to infiltrate a US military base to expose weaknesses within the system to help counteract enemy spies. So he
Okay, I was like he's sneaking onto enemy bases, or oh, we're just sneaking onto our own. Okay, that's fine.
does that for a couple of years, and then one day he ends up getting orders like, hey, you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he's like, okay, for what? And they're like, don't fucking worry about it, just show up. So he shows up in Tennessee and he's given his orders, and those orders, I'm paraphrasing here, but they're essentially, hey, here's your partner. You two are gonna hop in that truck and you are gonna drive it from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico. You guys are gonna dress in plain clothes. You're not gonna look at what's inside the truck. You're not gonna talk about what's inside the truck. You're gonna take this map and take that exact route. This route avoids every major city and every major highway. You are gonna drive straight there 53 hours straight, taking turns sleeping in the passenger seat and not stopping for any reason whatsoever. And he does this for—
What about gas? What if you have to get gas? Does it not need gas? Does it just have a big tank? Also, you'd be surprised the amount of shit that gets transported on trains. As someone with a train running through my town, you would be surprised what they put on a train to ship places. Anyway.
For the next year and a half, pretty much nonstop, and then like 20, 30 years after the fact, he finds out that he was actually hauling the majority of the enriched uranium for all of the nuclear testing and the building of nuclear weapons. Which, as we all know, brings about the end of World War II, at which point he gets out of the military, moves back home to Atlanta, Georgia, starts helping his dad out with his real estate agency. Now, he does that for about 10 years, and during this time, he ends up selling the house right next door to his to another guy by the name of Joe Rogers, and they pretty much become best friends. Joe Rogers was also an Army veteran. He was actually a pilot that flew B-24s in World War II. When Joe got back home after the war, he did not want to go off to college, so he actually just took the first job that he was offered, being a short order cook at a now defunct restaurant chain known as Toddle House. He worked his way up, becoming a restaurant manager.
Toddle House, huh? Fuck Toddles. Waffles, where is that?
manager, then eventually becoming a regional manager. And then one day his neighbor and best friend, Tom Forkner, real estate agent, always looking for the next investment, comes to him and is like, hey, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant. I can get the real estate deal going on that side. I just wanted to know, like, if I opened up and bought a franchise of Toddle House, would you be willing to run it for me? Now at this point, it's like 1954, 1955. Joe Rogers has a ton of experience inside the restaurant industry, and he basically tells his best friend, like, hey, don't open a Toddle House. You should start your own thing. Toddle House's business model isn't that great. If you start your own restaurant, I will help you run it. He then goes off on vacation with his family, and by the time he comes back, Tom Forkner has already bought the real estate and comes to Rogers and is like, cool, what's the business we're starting?
Where's Pancake's house?
What?
We stop at Pancake's house.
And within the span of like 6 months, the very first of what is now the legendary
Good food fast. It depends on, like, how you quantify good. Like, I love me a Waffle House, but it just kind of, I will give their waffles are banging all the time. It's great waffles. But it just kind of depends, you know?
restaurant chain of Waffle House opens. And Waffle House is legendary, probably for all the wrong reasons. I mean, even if you've never been to a Waffle House, you've heard about Waffle House because, well, I mean, Kid Rock got in a fight there. You've got Haley Booth, the viral Waffle House cook, known as the last chairbender. There's entire subreddits and YouTube channels almost exclusively dedicated to all the fights that break out at Waffle House. I remember the first time I went to a Waffle House, I stretched first, I grabbed a GoPro, I was ready to yell World Star, nothing exciting happened, I just had delicious breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, first of all, that is correct. Your experience at Waffle House is going to vastly differ depending on what time you go. First of all, why you going to Waffle House at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon? That's not when you go to Waffle House. You go to Waffle House at night. You go to Waffle House at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Or you go to Waffle House when you're drunk, when you're high, or when you've had the worst fucking day. Okay? That is when you go to Waffle House. You're having like a great day. Why are you fucking going to Waffle House? And it's like noon. Why are you going to Waffle House? That's not when you go to Waffle House. That's crazy. What are you doing? Oh, my experience wasn't that great. Yeah, you were having a great day, and then you went at noon. What the fuck? And you're not even on like a road trip. Like, you're not even going anywhere. You're just like, you could have gone to eat literally anywhere. I don't understand. Like, people go at weird times. Waffle House is one of those weird places that you go for like during specific time frames or like after specific things happen. Like, yeah, okay, you go to the doctor, they took some of your blood, you don't like needles. Great, go to Waffle House afterwards. Why not? Like, you know, just people, I swear. All right.
Which is probably 99% of people's experiences because despite all of the negative PR, Waffle House makes a ton of money and has an incredible business model. Okay,
yeah, it's good. I did make a joke earlier, like, oh, well, it's good. No, it's good, especially when it's like the middle of the night or like, you know, you've had a bad day or you're a little inebriated. It's good. I'm a little surprised there are not more games that are horror based off of Waffle House. Also, fun fact, there's a lot of shootings that happen at Waffle Houses. It's not just fistfights. But you know what you should not trust? A squeaky clean, brand new Waffle House. You should not trust that. Why should you not trust it? Because it's not good yet. It's not seasoned. You feel me? It's not seasoned yet. If it is like sparkling clean, brand new, it's not good. You gotta wait. You just gotta wait. You gotta wait till it's seasoned like a cast iron, you know? Like cast iron skillets. You gotta wait for the flavor to settle in.
Waffle House had about $1.4 billion in revenue last year, which is about $650,000 per location, and when you take into consideration that each Waffle House is absolutely tiny, that's really impressive. Out of their 2,100 tiny Waffle House locations, their yearly stats are 58 million cups of coffee, 124 million waffles, 153 million servings of hash browns, 272 million eggs, which is about 2% of all the eggs consumed in the United States of America, and 85 million strips of bacon.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Bacon. Sasha, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Let's get some bacon, you know? It's good. They have like a good mix of like part of it is really crunchy and then part of it is soft. I fucking love Waffle House bacon. Waffle House bacon understands me. Perhaps Waffle House just understands my bacon needs, you know? Like it's good. It's so good.
That is about 8,000 miles worth of bacon.
I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
So Waffle House is obviously doing something right. What exactly are they doing? Well, it all comes down to their business model and their branding. Now, with the Waffle House branding, all the negative PR about fights always breaking out at Waffle House, in a way, has actually helped them out a ton because Waffle House, by and large, is pretty much a regional chain. It's primarily down in the South. Yet, Waffle House has become a household name pretty much everywhere in America. You could have never even seen a Waffle House, and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? Because their name is fucking Waffle House. I mean, look at this sign. You're driving down the road, you see that, you know everything you
Listen, if it looks like a new construction, keep driving. You'll find it. And you're in the South, keep driving. You'll find another one. There's another one down the road somewhere. Just keep going. If it's too clear, if it's too clean, it's not the Waffle House you want. It's not seasoned yet. I'm just saying.
need to know. They sell breakfast. The end. Do that with another breakfast place. If you're not from there and you don't know what a Denny's or a Perkins or an IHOP is, you have no idea. It's just a restaurant, maybe. Waffle House, they're selling waffles, which means there's like a 99% chance they sell other breakfast food. Fucking sold. I'm in. So already, the branding is absolutely incredible, but here's the true genius of it. Why did they call it Waffle House? Why didn't they call it Breakfast House? Or
It's a Waffle House, but it's not yet a Waffle Home. That's pretty good.
Or Bacon House or Hash Brown House? It's because waffles had the highest profit margin. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely genius that is, right? Because you don't need to sell breakfast, all right? Everybody's already in on breakfast, okay? I could be blackout drunk at 4 in the morning and you could ask me, hey, do you want breakfast? I'm coming up like the Undertaker every single time. And the only thing open right now is Waffle House, okay? I was already sold on breakfast from the
The only thing open is Waffle House. Bet, let's fucking go. You know who doesn't judge you? Whoever the fuck is in Waffle House at 4 a.m. Okay? Straight up. You're welcome there as long as you're not starting shit. All right? Like, it's so good. I love it. Let's go. Yeah, but you're going to wait 45 minutes for whatever you order from Whataburger. It doesn't matter if you're inside. It doesn't matter if you're in the fucking drive-through. And half the time your food's going to be wrong. Okay? Waffle House, where's that? Yeah, sometimes they're very close together. They're good.
get-go, but because Waffle House is where we're going, guess what I'm getting? A motherfucking waffle, and they're making more money. It makes sense.
Also, sorry, big pause for me. Do you guys prefer waffles or pancakes? I prefer waffles because I like crunch. Waffles are like a little crunchy, if that makes any sense. Murder Hate, thank you for the follow. Welcome. They're like a little bit almost crunchy. I don't know. Waffles, pancakes. I mean, it's fine if you guys like pancakes. I just prefer waffles.
That Tom Faulkner was a counterintelligence officer because the man literally said 2 words and has already subconsciously tricked you into ordering the most expensive thing on the menu that makes him the most money. So the branding of Waffle House is both simple and brilliant, and the rest of the business model matches that to a T. Okay, all Waffle Houses are like virtually identical. They're very small. They only seat like 30 people, and you can actually see the cook making you your food. Now at a glance, you're just like, oh, they're just going for that like 1950s drive-through type of a vibe, which they are, but there's way more to it than that. Because the restaurant is so small, the kitchen never has the opportunity to get bogged down, meaning that they're moving tables very, very quickly. So instead of having one kitchen and 100 customers, you've got one kitchen and 30 customers, and you can just turn those tables over 3 times faster, which pretty much guarantees that every customer is gonna get exactly what they wanted, okay? They're not going in there for 5-star dining. They're going in there because they're hungry and they want breakfast, and now they're gonna get breakfast really quick in a small setting that doesn't feel like a packed restaurant where they have to wait in line to be seated. And I know what you're thinking, what if one Waffle House just reaches its maximum capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with a line out the door 24/7 every day of the year? Waffle House surely would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No, we're gonna take the same parking lot, and right next to that first Waffle House, we're gonna build a second fucking Waffle House, okay?
Yeah, how many Waffle Houses do I have in my town? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 that I know off the top of my head absolutely exist. I know there's more than 6. Like there are, off the top of my head, there are 6. I am pretty sure there is more than 6 in my town. It's like, oh, this one's busy as hell. Great, go down the street. There's another one.
Okay, the plan is working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So obviously, speed is key to this business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their menu because their menu is overwhelmingly simple, okay? It's literally one side of one piece of paper. Okay, the entire menu is comprised of...
No, it is not. It is double-sided, my guy. What do you mean? Lunch is on the back. Sidricon? Thank you for the follow. Welcome. It is on the back. Okay, one side is breakfast, one side is lunch, okay? Yes, you can still get this steak for breakfast, but you can also get it for lunch. They do have a lunch side.
Like 10
quote-unquote lunch.
things. They have waffles, sausage, bacon, ham, eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many flavors of syrup they have? 1. It's fucking syrup-flavored syrup.
7 Waffle Houses in a town where you can get anywhere, everywhere in 10 minutes. 10 to 15.
The entire menu is simple, exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, they have hash browns too. Sorry, 11 things, not 10. Anyways, moving on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees.
I mean, yes, 100%. You don't go to Waffle House for lunch. I'm just saying they do have a double-sided menu, and one of the sides is like the lunch menu. Is the lunch menu basically regurgitated stuff from the breakfast menu? Yes. That's beside the point. There is a second menu.
Hang on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees. They pay them higher than average, they have super flexible schedules, and they're one of, if not the only fast food chain that actually offers all their employees healthcare and dental insurance.
Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know that. It's because of the fights. I don't know how true that is. But good for you, Waffle House.
And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, but really, how good are they actually treating the Waffle House employees? I got the one stat that's everything you need to know, okay? Waffle House treats their employees so well that employees are willing to commute into a natural disaster to work at a different Waffle House when the occasion arises. Yeah, Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they fucking mean it, okay? Whenever there's like a hurricane coming or some type of impending natural disaster, Waffle House organizes what they call a jump team, a bunch of Waffle House employees from a different region that's going to be unaffected because they know that their local employees are going to be busy taking care of their own family and their own houses during a hurricane. So they bring in teams from outside the region to work inside of a natural fucking disaster, and they're willing to do it.
I never said thank you.
Yeah, you guys hear about the Waffle House Index? It's a real thing. Somehow, Waffle House has a secret on the severity of storms, and if they close, you definitely need to have vacated wherever the fuck you are. It is a real thing that legitimately, I think even the government watches. So...
Okay, McDonald's can barely get their employees to show up on a good day, and Waffle House has employees volunteering to commute into a fucking hurricane to make breakfast. And this is the most impressive part of the business because Waffle House has the best logistics and preparedness of any company I've ever seen ever. The only entity that beats them in logistical capacity is the United States military. Waffle House is literally ready for absolutely anything. Every single Waffle House has the playbook inside of it that details exactly how the staff is supposed to handle literally any type of emergency or situation that could possibly arise. And if for some reason the situation comes across that isn't in that playbook, after it happens, they immediately add it to the playbook. It covers tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, a hole in the roof from a branch falling, a car driving into the restaurant. You can drive a car into Waffle House and they're still planning on staying open. The playbook even has detailed plans for every type of disaster for what the local employees, while they're not working, should go home and do to make sure that their house and their family are safe as well. Every single Waffle House has a backup generator. The stovetop, it runs on propane, and they have a bunch of extra propane tanks on hand. Flashlights, candles, batteries, backup water. They have a special menu of what they're able to serve when the water is out and they're running on reserve water. When a Waffle House location is going to be in a disaster area, that Waffle House stocks up on extra food, and then all of the neighboring locations in the unaffected area also stock up and stage food there to get them more food when they need it. If Waffle House is a standing structure, those motherfuckers are serving breakfast come hell or high water.
Hell yeah. Maybe you should look into a career change. You'll get dental out of it. And you know, you can fight people.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Waffle House is so good at this that FEMA uses them to gauge how bad natural disasters really are. Yes, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, literally uses the Waffle House Index to gauge how bad a disaster is. Okay,
there it is, buddy. There it is. Oh, I like the whole like limited menu. Nice.
House Index to gauge how bad a disaster is. Okay, green, Waffle House is running as normal. Yellow, Waffle House is using the backup generator or having to use an altered menu. Red, Waffle House is closed. People are probably already fucking dead by that point. Waffle House is literally the Terminator of the fast food industry, okay? The fact that the federal government, probably the most powerful entity on the planet, maybe ever, looks at a chain of restaurants and is like, man, if Waffle House is closed, we need to mobilize the National Guard is fucking crazy. Now,
I mean, yeah, we're not entirely sure what secrets Waffle House has to kind of figure this out, but it is kind of a feeling of like, especially when you're in the South, like, oh shit, Waffle House is closed. If you have a like bunker room or a safe spot or whatever, your ass better already be in there yesterday. Like if, you know, if it's closed and you still have time, you get the fuck out. Like you leave or you hunker down in the safest place you can and hope. Like it's a whole thing. As someone who suffers through, you know, pretty bad tornadoes a couple of times, like it's bad. Like it's like, oh fuck, Waffle House is closed. We are in so much trouble. I don't even know how to explain it to you. I think if they advertised more that Waffle House is closed during COVID, the South would have taken it more serious. So technically they didn't super close, like they kind of closed. They still did to-go orders. You just couldn't go into the store. And then a lot of them stopped being 24 hours for a while, which was insane to me and very frustrating because it's like, cool, everything's lifted. We're okay. Let me go to Waffle House. It's been a minute. It's fucking closed. It's like 9:30 at night. What do you mean it's closed? That annoyed the crap out of me, but, you know, I get it. Be safe, but still.
Now, maybe you guys are thinking the same thing I was at this point in my research, and I'm like, man, I need to invest in this company. I need to see if I can open up my own Waffle House franchise. This company's awesome. And this is where the bad news comes in. I mean, technically you can franchise a Waffle House, but most of us probably can't. The company is privately owned. It's not on the stock market. It's still owned by the families of the original 2 founders. And while they do allow franchises, they are super picky about who they let buy in to have a franchise, and they make it very, very expensive to buy in to make sure this is actually what you want. And while that is unfortunate, I think it's actually kind of awesome. It's a company that actually has morals and cares about their image more than they care about next quarter's profits, okay? It's a company that has committed themselves to making breakfast under any circumstances, and they're gonna see that through till the very end, even though they could probably make way more money by just selling franchises and letting whoever the fuck throw up a Waffle House. And now for the fairy tale ending.
You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that as somebody who goes to Waffle House. Thank you for making me feel good about going to Waffle House. Like, legitimately. Appreciate that.
Joe and Tom worked together as best friends for 62 years to build Waffle House into what it is today. They both passed away at the ages of 97 and 98, and now Waffle House and their legacy lives on as that company is still being operated by their kids, and that is the American dream. Get together with one of your best friends, pick a goal, even if it's something as simple as serving breakfast to people, and never let anything get in between you and achieving your goal, even hurricanes and floods and natural disasters, apparently. Work with your
So I run 2 anime conventions like that, except, you know, acts of God are above my ability to. I mean, if the venue's like, no, we're shutting down, it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, I can't really do anything about that. I don't own this building. Like, you know?
Best buddy for 62 years straight and then die together and hand it off to your kids. In conclusion, Waffle House is the most American company ever, and that's why I love it. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com.
Enlarged to show quack bang button details. Okay.
Quack bang.
Oh my God, excuse me. Brute force and ignorance. Nice. I fucking love Waffle House.
That dedicated their life to serving my drunk ass breakfast at 3 a.m. I'm gonna get teary-eyed next time I go to a Waffle House.
Yeah. He's got so many food things. Oh no. I love food videos. Oh no. Shit. Well, like I said, down the rabbit hole I go. Anyway, I love Waffle House. Way better than IHOP. Every time I go into an IHOP, I get sick. If I eat at IHOP, I leave like queasy and nauseous. I don't know. But Waffle House, I don't have that problem. But seriously, you want to go to the ones that have been there for a minute. Like, you don't, like, I don't trust new Waffle Houses, like, 100%. Again, they're not seasoned yet. They're just not. You gotta wait. You gotta wait a couple of years. And there has to be at least a couple of fights that happen in some way, shape, or form. I'm sorry. It's gotta be seasoned in multiple different ways, I'm just saying. If your local Waffle House hasn't been shut down for at least a couple of hours because something happened there, is it a good Waffle House? You know? I'm just saying. Anyway, go support your local Waffle Houses. They're really good. Go get you some waffles. Go get you some good waffles. They have different things you can put on them.